institutions. It's about us with development partners. It's about us and friends from beyond our borders. And as late as last week, I had opportunity to meet people from friends and partners from Germany and friends and partners from Korea. We went to Korea, a small team of myself and a few other people, and under the invitation of a non-governmental organization called World Best Friends, which is based in Korea, and which has had a long-standing history with us during the first time and now. They gave us that invitation, and interesting enough, they not only gave us the invitation, but they also paid for our trip to Germany. The tickets were supported by that non-governmental organization, so it didn't cost too much to the county government. That trip yielded some fruits. I was able to meet the officials of that World Best Friend, and they were able to support us. For a long time, we have been discussing on the issue of coffee. And remember that coffee is one of our flagship crops. We would like to be the premier county in production of coffee, not just for processing here, but we want to cover niche in the export market of exporting high quality premium coffee. And we have had an opportunity to be able to export our coffee to Korea. And our coffee is also, because of the good quality, we are using it. Many people are using it for blending other coffees. And one of the things that we were able to succeed is to get the support of that non-governmental organizations, which is led by a friend of ours called Reverend Cha, who generally largely sponsored the construction of the coffee factory in Osen here, and that they have agreed to give us 5 million shillings to support the purchase of seedlings by our farmers. It is our intention to increase income for our coffee farmers. If we can be able to do what we plan to do, to grow in the next 5 years over 1 million bushels of coffee, we shall be able to increase our income per annum to more than 3 to 4 billion shillings. And that is an opportunity to increase the circulation of money within this county, not just circulation of local money. Foreign currency will be landing in Baringo County, and that is going to be great news for our people. Second aspect that we were successful in is we have created a collaboration with one of the richest provinces in regions in Korea. It is called Gyeonggi-do Province. That is the province that is the home of Kia Motors, is the home of Samsung Corporation. It's a county, it's a region that is the economic hub and the industrial hub of Korea. And the government in Gyeonggi-do Province, we had an opportunity to sign a memorandum of understanding, or rather to create a preliminary basis for doing a proper memorandum of understanding later on in the year when they come here, to agree on certain aspects of cooperation. And the most important aspect of cooperation is the support that they will give us in the health sector. Korea is a very advanced nation in the health sector. The health of that nation, I think, is one of the best in the world. And we have agreed that we can have exchange programs between medical personnel from that country to come and help us in doing certain medical activities in this county, including possibility of supporting the county with equipment that can be used for diagnosis. And that I think is a great breakthrough for us. When they come in May, we shall be able to sign that MOU, and going forward, we can be able to see how we can be able to work together. Thirdly, is the industry in Korea is powered by technological people, and we want to learn from them how they have powered their industry, how they have been able to get the human resource to support that industry, and we have agreed with them that if we can be able to train our people in the Korean language, they will have opportunities for our people to go and either have working experience there or to get formal employment there. And so we're exploring the possibility, and we will, getting our TVET graduates and graduates of IT and graduates of engineering who might want to go and get working experience in Korea to learn Korean, and they have agreed that they will give an opportunity for some of our people who are keen on working outside Kenya to go and work in Korea, if we can be able to get our people to learn Korean. And for that reason, I am appealing to people from this county who are keen on working outside this country, and in particular in Korea, to think about learning the Korean language. We shall be partnering with Ebenezer here, which is sponsored by Korean National, to see if we can get someone to come and teach Korean to those who are interested, so that when they are, able to speak Korean, we can be able to send them to Korea to either study or to have working experience in the industry. What we would like our people to do is to go and understand the working culture of Koreans. The concept of timeliness and commitment to work is the highest of the highest level. That is an opportunity that we are offering people in Baringo County. Lastly, a team of entrepreneurs and businessmen and industrialists will be coming to visit us in May for them to explore what business opportunities, what investment opportunities can be done in our county. And that is exactly what we would like to see. If we can get friends, if we can come and begin to think about how we can create some industries, either here in Baringo or any other part of Kenya, then that will create an opportunity for employment of our people. That is, those are the things that we were able to discuss, and I believe that they will be very beneficial. That is about Korea. I also want to inform the people of Baringo that I had an opportunity to travel to Germany, and during which time we were able to be with the president, and I was part of the delegation that attended a German Kenya Business Forum, which opportunity we had to discuss quite a few things. And again, you will recall that Germany is one of the richest nations in Europe. It's actually the fourth richest, perhaps, in the world. The other side of Korea, Korea is one of the richest countries in that Asian region, and it is good for us to always benchmark. So that experience that we will get, if we can be able to send a few of our people to that country will be something that we can appreciate as the people of Baringo County. For Germany, we have had a long-standing relationship with Germany, particularly a region called Bavaria. Bavaria is the strongest and the richest region in Germany. It is the home of BMW, the home of Audi, the home of Siemens, and name any industry that you can think about that is world famous in Germany. That is where you'll find them. And after discussions with the German Business Forum, we were able to interact with a number of people. I even had the opportunity to meet the president of KfW, which is a German development bank that is supporting our own GDC here. And we discussed various issues, including the possibility of supporting irrigation in this county. And one of the areas that we are thinking about at the moment is, other than the fact that the government is planning to do dams in Radat and Beregay and Amaya, we are seeing that Lake Baringo is a natural dam, which we have never seen ourselves as an opportunity. And that there is an opportunity of land around Lake Baringo, whether it is in Baringo north sides of Baringo, that is the Simosoi, or whether it is the Tiati side of Lake Baringo, the areas of Komolion, or whether it's the other side of El Chamus, Sandai, and Loboy. This is an opportunity that we have never seen. We have never thought that we could make use of Lake Baringo waters for irrigation. And for your information, we have done tests of Lake Baringo waters. It is perfect for irrigation. It can go grow any crop. And already it is being used by the people who are living around that area. So what we are thinking is that lake, we can be able to do pumping of water using solar technology upstream. And the beauty about it is that it is not more than 50 meters high. And we can be able to irrigate nearly 50,000 acres of land. And if you can imagine irrigating 50,000 acres of land, that 50,000 acres of land, first of all, will create nearly 100,000 jobs immediately if we get 50,000 under irrigation. And we can be able to support the farmers there to grow high value crops, or even the other crops, including Kenya seed. So we are in discussions with all these people to see how we can do that. And yesterday I had an opportunity to meet the National Irrigation Authority. And we have been discussing it, and they have done scoping of Lake Baringo, and they have said that indeed it is possible to use the waters of Lake Baringo for irrigation, subject to certain things that will be done to ensure that the inflow of water from the lakes that feed into Lake Baringo is perhaps directly proportional to the outflow of water that will be used for irrigation. So these visits are bearing fruit. We get knowledge, we get new people. I met, for example, a company that deals with solar technology in Germany, and we are discussing and see how maybe National Irrigation Authority, after doing a feasibility study, because we agreed yesterday that they now move towards doing a proper feasibility study to do the irrigation in Lake Baringo. The other more interesting thing is that the Bavaria, the region of Bavaria, I was able to meet the members of parliament from the region of Bavaria. I was able to meet one of the mayors of a town called Gestoven, who came the other day, and we had an MOU. We definitely have agreed on an issue of supporting us in water in Cabernet here, to start with the School of Deaf Blind, to abstract that water so that it can be used for free by the deaf and blind children. And the remaining water will be pumped into the mainstream water distribution point. So we have we discussed with the region of Bavaria, and they told us that their Africa policy for now is that they are interacting with 4 countries. They're interacting with Senegal, they're interacting with Tunisia, they're interacting with Ethiopia and South Africa. 4 countries are relating with Bavaria, which is that rich region of Germany. And that we discussed and convinced them and agreed that they are going to include Kenya in their Africa policy, so that when they have got donor aid that they want to support, Kenya is going to be one of those countries. Finally, they are one very key important thing that the Minister for Economic Affairs in that region called Bavaria said, that they have 2 million jobs, that they need hands, they need people. And that's an opportunity for Kenyans. And I remember when the president was there, he also made it clear that we have opportunities that we can share. The North requires people. The South requires money. So if we can be able to train our people in the language that they can communicate with in Germany, then we shall be able to, we can send our people for two things: to acquire job experience in the areas of technology, so our TVET institutions shall benefit in that respect, and two, people who have got skills like nurses, and they need, for example, nurses. We can be able to export nurses to Germany. So the requirement is teaching German. So right now we are exploring the possibility of seeing if we can create an opportunity for our local people to learn German to the extent that they can be able to communicate. They are amending their law to allow the immigration laws to allow Kenyans and other people in other parts of the world to go and work in Germany because they are in short supply of human beings. We have excess human beings ourselves, and they say they want hands, whether it is skilled or semi-skilled or unskilled, so long as they can be able to understand the language. Yeah. I think that is the statement that I wanted to make the people of Baringo County understand, that of our policy of having linkages and partnerships within the county with development partners, or within Kenya with development partners and non-governmental organizations, or within Kenya between us and governmental organizations like National Irrigation Authority, will bear fruit. We will continue focusing on relationships. We cannot be able to survive with the resources that are available to us. We must be able to look beyond the borders of the county, within Kenya and beyond the borders of Kenya.
Your Excellency, I've gotten an interest on that. You said there's use of technology using solar to irrigate. I understand there is an advanced stage of providing floating solars in Lake Baringo to provide cheaper irrigation, cheaper source of power that can pump water upstream. Would you be in a position maybe to share at what stage are we, and of course how that floating technology do apply?
Floating solar technology now, it's possible to float solar panels in a water body. In fact, we are also looking at the consideration of using solar technology to pump water from Kirandich to Kabarnet. You know, one of the biggest challenges we have in Kabarnet now is that the cost of pumping water is so high that it is not possible for us to be able to recoup the costs from selling water to our people. And if we are to recoup, we are going to sell water at a very expensive price. So we're exploring the possibility of using solar technology in pumping water from Kirdam to Kabarnet. More important also is exploring the possibility of pumping water from Lake Baringo. So it is possible to use solar floating in the lake so that we do not use the land which needs to be used for development of crops. It is possible to put solar in the water. There is a technology of using mooring technology. See how ships are anchored in the ocean. So you anchor the solar panels in the lake, but we are not sure the feasibility is going to be done. If it is more cost effective to do it in land, then it's better to do it in the land. If it is more cost effective to do it in the lake, then it's better. But I am told from experts that when you put solar in the lake cools the solar panels. So the heat comes and converts the photovoltaic cells into energy, but it is better. The yield or the productivity of the panels is higher when you put it on water because of the cooling effect of the water. But again, this is something that we are exploring. We are doing feasibility, and we are after getting to know that it's feasible, then now we can begin sourcing of the funding, whether it is from government, national government, or from development partners, or financial institutions or business or PPPs. It's possible to engage people who have money to come and pump that water upstream and sell the water to the farmers. The farmer requires water, and if it is economically viable to buy the water from the seller and produce crops, and we have realized the challenges that we were having in El Ravine sites the other day because of water issues will be a thing of the past. To also inform you is that we have discussed with the National Irrigation Authority to explore the possibility of doing check dams along the rivers. Remember the challenge that we had in Emening and along Narasura River and along Perkera River, where the rivers were drying downstream. We do not want a repeat of that problem, and we have been discussing with several actors to see if we can do check dams in those rivers, which will store water during the rainy season, and then during the dry season, when there is no water, they can use the water from the dams, those check dams, and nobody will ever be allowed to abstract water from the rivers, so that the people downstream can be able to get water. And that is, we have held a discussion with the National Irrigation Authority. They are going to explore the possibility of doing that, and then we can be able to find a way of doing the check dams. I want to tell the people of Baringo County that the kind of things that we are doing in the water sector and in the irrigation sector is going to be transformative. If we are successful in doing the Lake Baringo waters, if we are successful in doing the check dams upstream, and if we are also successful in reclaiming the dams, the colonial dams. For your information, El Ravine constituency, the settlement scheme, Sabatia settlement scheme, whether it is Koibatek or El Ravine or Perkera ward, the colonialists started with digging dams. Those dams are still there. The problem is that they have either silted or they have been let to dry. We are working with the National Irrigation Authority as a government to see if we can redo those dams and teach the farmers there that they can also do irrigation. It is now common knowledge that if you irrigate 1 acre of tomatoes, you can get as much as R1 million in a year, and you can employ dozens and dozens of people. Our focus is increase in productivity and high value, to grow high value crops that will not only generate more employment but create wealth for the people. So the last item that I want to talk about is to say that this is the season of budgeting, and I want to call upon the people of Baringo County to take this budgeting process, especially public participation, very seriously, kwa sababu hii ndio njia pekee ambayo tunaweza kufanya mambo yale ambayo yatawasaidia. And we are asking that when our people go around, we are asking the people to identify priority areas. And the priority areas are those that are going to generate employment, that are those that are going to create wealth. Let us not build structures for the sake of building. Let us do the things. We can do maybe few, but of value. So we want every region, every part of this county to identify, to do proposals on the things that will do two things: increase productivity for food so that we do not ever have to look for relief food again. 2, create opportunities to generate employment for our young people. And 3, create wealth. If we can do reasonable investments in each and every part of the county, that will help us to succeed in creating employment, in generating generating wealth, then the money economy will improve. You will realize that everything that we are doing has got a money aspect. If we are able to send a few of our people to Korea or to Germany or to any other part, then we have got diaspora remittances. That increases income that is going to come to the county. Not only the county, but the country. That's one. We have an opportunity also of upskilling our people in those other sides, so that if they come back to Kenya, they can come and become investors. They can do whatever transfer of technology. There is no reason why we cannot get a person going to work in an industry, and then he comes back here and starts a small industry, whether it's making spoons or making toothpicks, whatever it is, you can be able to do something in the country. So all we are looking for is an opportunity for resources to come to the county and to increase wealth, to create wealth for our people and knowledge.
Maybe Governor, one issue, maybe German, Baringo County government and German specifically. Recently in the area LC, Baringo County government has a relationship on technical issues.
Yes.
Helping one.
Yes, yes, we have an agreement with the Germans that we send some of our staff, maybe one or two, to go to Germany and learn the dual system of training. In Germany, people don't go to school for theory. You are 15 years old and you are going to a college to learn building technology. And I had an experience, maybe if you saw the pictures that we sent, I had an experience to go to a technical training institute where they are learning physically how to lay bricks. And in that place, they were only doing two things, laying of bricks and doing tiles. And at 15, 16, a child can lay bricks, can build. This is the kind of technology that we want. So we are saying we need some of our technical teachers to go there and learn what they're doing so that we can be able to come and do it here. When they do the laying of the bricks in the technical school, the next thing, for 3 days, they will be working in the industry. Watakuwa wanaenda kujenga kabisa, physically. So they are learning the theory and the technical aspect in school, but the practical, they go into industry and they're paid. Now, what we are thinking is that and I went there with 2 members of parliament, we need to reform the legislation in this country so that the Chamber of Commerce takes an active role in the training of human resource. So that if you are working on a lathe machine, then the person does not just go to a technical college to learn the theory of lathe machine, but they should maybe 2 or 3 days of the week work in the school, and then another 2 or 3 days work in industry with pay. With pay. They don't do it for free. And of course, eventually, that is where the person will work. And this is where we are thinking that we have not got it right, and I think we should be able to get it right. So that partnership is a good one. And also, maybe going forward, as we continue to discuss, we will be seeing how we can send our students to Germany, and German people can come and help our people here. We have also the other cultural cooperation that we will be having between us and in that region, and that is where they send young people to come and experience what's happening here. And in May, there will be a group of students from one of the schools to this part of the world.
Okay, mine was on the coffee sector.
Yes.
How is Baringo doing in terms of export there? And maybe what are the earnings in the different parts? And if you're setting up
the milling plant in Katimoka has made a difference because not only is it an opportunity to sensitize our people that we can be able to produce coffee and we can be able to process coffee, but they have also had an opportunity to market their coffee directly to Germany. And we would like to expand. And the reason why we are expanding coffee, we are trying to get more farmers to do coffee, is not only the fact that there is good money in coffee, but the fact that we need to support the coffee mill so that we can have enough coffee to process. And perhaps in the future, we will be asking entrepreneurs, we'll be asking you people, why don't you start thinking about opening coffee houses? Coffee houses, not only here in Baringo, but Nakuru and Nairobi and everywhere. We want our entrepreneurs, We do not want the issue of saying we just do farming only. We can be able to do to market our coffee. And we want to try to encourage our people in Baringo County also to consume coffee. How can we be producing coffee and we are not consuming coffee? We are consuming tea. So our money is going to Kericho instead of remaining here. Yeah. So it is very important. At least right now, there are 2 containers that are ready for export. From the time that we started this business during my time, I think we have exported quite a good amount of coffee. I can't give you the figure now, but that's something that we can be able to check.
Lastly, with people dealing with coffee, the farmers are old men, and the young generation are not looking at growing coffee. And again, most of the extension of that are nearly heading to retirement. What's the plan that the government has so that we can encourage the youth and again get other extension?
I think you may recall that recently we advertised for position of agricultural extension workers. And we not only want to replace the people who have grown older, but we want younger people who have got technology behind them and who can be able to apply their knowledge. As soon as we are able to recruit these people, we are going to focus on supporting all sectors. Like I've told you, two sectors that now are coming out very clear, coffee and mangoes. I didn't tell you that we were able also to work with our German friends to be able to see if we can be able to export mangoes to Germany. But of course, we'll have to do very many things. We'll have to make sure that the mangoes that we have are of international standards, that we are not using a lot of pesticides to manage the pests, but we are able to use what is acceptable in the market. So our visit has yielded the opportunity for us to be able to support farmers to grow mangoes, but also to be able to process the mangoes. There is a company that is going to do, a German-based company which is investing in a mango processing plant here in Kerio Valley, so that we can be able to market our coffee to Europe. So yes, I know that the farmers are aging. We are telling our young people they shouldn't go far to look for money. Coffee is a real deal. Mangoes is a real deal. There are many other things. Pyrethrum is a real deal. In fact, there is a new crop that is called stevia. Stevia is grown in Molo River and Koibatek. I have an investor who would like to do 500 acres of stevia in Baringo South, around Lake Baringo, so that he can be able to pump water for irrigation. If he comes to do 500 acres, that is an automatic employment for about 1,000 people. And that is what we are looking for, employment opportunities for our people and better money circulation. Si tosha hapo. Asante.
Mjane wa ndugu Philip